Morning, mate.
You alright?
I'm sound.
I noticed you've got an interesting accessories today. Or do you always bounce around the office like that?
You noticed?
And I haven't noticed.
You noticed?
Is it because it's
thanks,
Jersey
mate.
Dudek's birthday?
Kind of. Both, yeah. Happy birthday, Jersey.
Happy birthday, yeah.
No, I'm our friends at Umbro.
Yeah?
Our kind friends at Umbro have sent me these. They are the Neopro Gunshot Spring Summer 2016 latest. These are actually prototypes to feel really good. Goalie gloves. They sent us a pair about 18 months ago as well, didn't they? Joe Hart's ones when he was still with Umbro.
Yeah.
Very underrated, actually. Very, very underrated. They're a lot more snug than most goalie gloves, but out of the pair that of all the pairs I've had over the last couple of years, probably the best. Kev Walsh has vouched for them as well.
What, that well-known goalie?
Hey, listen, get Walsh's seal of approval. I'm sound with it. You sound with it?
I'm not so sure. I've seen the things. I've seen the things that about Kev Walsh's approval, and
so
yeah,
anyway,
I'm not so sure.
they haven't been tested yet, but I'm going to give them a go this week. But you can get them from Pro Direct, and nice one, Umbro.
Yeah, this just proves that if anyone wants to send us free stuff, we'll wear it, we'll do all this, you know what I mean? There's been a rumour that we've been sponsored by Lila Scott because me and Robert wear it so much. They just had a really good sale on and we're both a bit skint. So so that's the truth there. So, but if Lila Scott want to send us some free stuff...
Who's Neil sponsored by?
Neil is he's just sponsored by himself. He's his own man. He can't be bought. But me and Andy very much can. Very easily. So there you are. Yeah, happy birthday, Jersey again. I mean, the main news is Benteke, isn't it?
Yeah, he's had a good old moment, hasn't he?
He has. It was funny because we were saying on the video yesterday, we were talking about a player will come out and moan to his local press, and then he'll come back and say he was taken out of context or lost in translation or that, and then straight away, as if by magic, Christian's done it.
But it's not even like one line, is it? It's
No,
quite an extensive...
Oh, he's had a good old chat.
Try-ass, yeah.
He's had a good old chat. What's what Suarez used to do when he used to go to Uruguay? Like, anyone ring him up, he'll tell you whatever you want.
But he's kind of covered everything, hasn't he? He did, I mean, the first thing that came out was he was saying, people say I can't fit into the style of play, but I can press, and, well, do it, mate, you know what I mean? And then he has a little moan about, you know, he thought, someone told him when Klopp came in there, we'll get more chances because Klopp wanted him at Dortmund, and that hasn't happened, but he's also said, you know, he's basically reading between the lines. I'll be my own man. I'm not going to be what people want me to be. Yeah,
I think that annoys me more. I don't mind too much if players moan that they're not playing because, you know, they're going to be annoyed and they're just kind of being honest. What annoys me more really is to be careful with that. We've smashed one before. What annoys me more is when they say, well, there's nothing I can do, you know, and that's what Benteke seems to be alluding to. He said, I've spoke to Hazard and Fellaini, and they said when the manager doesn't fancy you know, there's nothing you can do to change his mind. Well, there is. You know, you can work harder and you can score more goals.
Look at Joe Allen. Joe Allen's coming.
There's loads of players. You know, yeah, Jordan Henderson's a really good example. He couldn't buy a game for Rodgers. He tried to swap him for Dempsey and then ended up club captain. And so you can turn it around with a manager. You can turn it around with any manager. And to suggest, well, there's nothing you can do if your face doesn't fit. There's loads he can do, and he has given him chances. You know, he hasn't started them loads, but, you know, he's brought him off the bench. He's used him in some games. He played them twice against Exeter and he couldn't even score past them. So,
I think he's trying to provoke something with it. I mean, just in regard, what's interesting, because he made the comment about the celebration at Palace saying, because they kissed the badge and blah, blah, blah. And then there was the comment from Klopp the other week about he never signed a striker because he didn't like the way he celebrated.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
Am I reading too much?
Yeah, a little bit too much, but it's maybe not a coincidence that West Ham are coming out today saying they'd like to buy him, and it's the chairman of West Ham, David Gold, who's never particularly shy on these things. So there might be a bit of a coincidence there that, you know, he's coming out and saying, we'll take Benteke and then this. Maybe there's a little bit of that, but I don't know. I think he's just fed up. I think he is just genuinely a bit fed up and not dealing with it in the right way.
Do you think West Ham just sign players to score against us? Because that's generally been the pattern. You know, we'll sign someone, half the value for West Ham to get them on the cheap, and then they come back and play really well. Yeah. And score against us. But, you know, I mean, he ended the interview saying he didn't sign to be a reserve, didn't he? Yeah. Which, I don't know, it's not looking good for him. On that, I think he might be back Melwood or Tenerife rather, for the Balkan quicker than he anticipated because the game's been called off.
Yeah, Bells decided to call the game off against Portugal, which you can understand. There's an interesting, there's arguments both ways on what you should do, and interestingly, the Times have run something today. Tony Barrett and Rory Smith taking different angles on it. Tony agrees that it should be called off, and Rory goes the other way, and they both make good points on that. So if you're a Times subscriber, have a little look at that. But yeah, that game's off. Is that where they are? Tenerife, Liverpool?
That's where they are, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed. I noticed Shay Ojo's doing live vines or periscopes or something. It's popping up on my phone anyway. But I thought he'd just gone away.
Yeah, I watched his first one. I watched them. I was there. I was up. They were all right. He was there with two lads from Spurs. He was fine.
Do you think he could get a job with us doing a bit of social media?
He was very good. He took to it really well. The ratio of responses, girls versus boys, was interesting.
Okay.
And
he's saying Ojo's popular.
Yeah, no, he was just basically ignoring questions about the football, but like people going, like you say, you're fit, and he was, why not? And then there was the old daft racist thrown in as well.
Oh yeah. The racists love social media. Yeah. It's fatal grind for them. Okay, anything else going on?
Joel Matip.
I went out with me signing for us in the summer.
That guy, yeah. Ian McIntosh's The Set Pieces have done a really good piece with Ralph Farman, the Schalke goalkeeper, who's been more than effusive about our soon-to-be centre-back. Yeah. Basically, read the piece on the site. I don't want to give the best bits away, but it's a really good interview. Basically saying, he spoke to Farman and he said, apart from Boateng, he thinks Matip's the best centre-half in the Bundesliga, maybe on a par with Jerome Boateng, who obviously failed at City and has now turned into the best centre-half in the world.
Yeah.
He's
playing in midfield for City now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, all good news. I always think with centre-halves, it depends kind of on the systems around them, and Klopp's said that this week. He said, you can, unless a good defender's got a good system around them, they can look a bit silly, and I think that was what was going on at Liverpool. And so with Matip, it'll be, a lot of it will depend on what we're asking him to do, and whether that's similar to what he's doing at Schalke, whether it's different, and whether he can adapt if there are any differences and things like that. So I think with centre-halves, you just have to wait and see, and just try and give them every chance he can in terms of defending as a team ahead of him. But good news that Ralph Farman, do you reckon Ralph's trying to get a move, because we might be after the goalie, might we?
Possibly. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to come and play for the Tricky Reds?
The Tricky Reds, yeah.
I'm not sure Schalke would be too happy. The Schalke president also said, I think it was last week, but it's regurgitated in the article, that he's coming to Liverpool. It obviously is a little bit of the money, but saying that had Schalke been based in England, Matip would have stayed, but he just wanted the new challenge.
Yeah.
So they're obviously gutted he's leaving anyway, so hopefully it'll work out and be worthwhile.
Yeah, he's massive anyway.
Superb. Anything else going on?
Just season. Yeah, just to reiterate the tours you mentioned last night, but we'll just say again, Liverpool finally announced 2 dates in the USA, playing against AC Milan and Chelsea over in California. So all the LA boys very excited about that. Messaged us and made up to get getting the Reds over there. So yeah, should be a good one. And there's going to be a game against Barcelona somewhere.
Yeah, our back garden, your back garden, anywhere, semi-park.
We struggled to play in my back garden.
It's funny the way it came out though, because it was kind of concrete. It definitely Dublin, hang on a minute.
Yeah, it could be Wembley. Maybe there was a late bid from Wembley, because that's how these things are decided, aren't they? Whoever gives them the most money. But yeah, it'll be good. I reckon I'll go watch Liverpool v Barcelona.
Wherever it is.
I'd
love Cardiff, Cardiff would be boss.
Cardiff.
Why aren't Cardiff in the running? Cardiff make a bid. It hasn't been confirmed. Get in there. Get the roof shut, we'll have a party. Speaking of Wembo, Mike Nevin's video, getting loads of heat again.
Yeah, it's a video we've had for a while. We put it in our magazine. Mike Nevin's dad took a video camera into Anfield on the last day of the Cup and got some amazing footage. We put it on our online magazine. Unfortunately, none of you read our online magazine, which is why it doesn't exist anymore.
It was great.
But we've dug out the footage, and everyone's gone mad over it, like they should have done the first time.
Yeah, I'm doing a piece on it as well.
Are they?
Yeah.
There you are, Mike Nevin's dad. Rightly famous at last.
I think it just, as you said, the magazine, had you read this 18 months ago? It's not new.
Yeah,
it's all there. We had interviews with Daniel Sturridge, we had Steve Gerrard, Noel Gallagher,
Barnes,
Russell Brand.
And you all ignored it.
You know what I mean? and now you've got us instead. That's, you know. What about today?
Today, coming out is Ban This Filth at some point is coming out today. So you'll be able to vote on that in 24 hours time. And then after that, Melissa's doing her show, The Full Stop, which is with esteemed journalist
Melissa Reddy.
Melissa Reddy, sorry, yeah. Not new Melissa in the office, the new Glenn. I forgot Glenn's name. Sorry, Glenn. That's awful. That's how quickly you've forgotten. The new Glenn Melissa. It's not that Melissa. It's Melissa Reddy, the old Melissa who's been with us for a while.
That one.
Follow that?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that'll be coming out at some point later today. And we're also recording a big match, which is where we all watch an old game of football and goes out. That's going to go out sometime over the Easter weekend, so you can all watch a game together.
Happy birthday, Jersey.